It's me, Colin, ready to bring you this week's Bible story, the Conquest of Jericho. If you remember last week, God stopped the Jordan River so Joshua could lead the Israelites into the Promised Land. But it wasn't that easy. There were already people living in the Promised Land. God told Joshua to conquer the people, starting with the city of Jericho. Take a look.
The Israelites were camping near the Jordan River. They were so close to the land God had promised to give them. There was one more thing they had to do: take it over. Many other people lived in Canaan, and the Israelites had to defeat them.
Joshua sent 2 spies into Jericho to check it out. They stayed at the house of a woman named Rahab. The king of Jericho heard the spies were with Rahab, so she hid the men on her roof to keep them safe.
Rahab had heard what God did to Pharaoh and believed in God. She wanted to help his people. When it was safe for the spies to leave, Rahab said, "Please be kind to my family since we have been kind to you. When you attack Jericho, please do not kill us." So the spies promised to keep Rahab and her family safe, and they left Jericho. Rahab tied a bright red rope in her window so the Israelites would know which house she lived in.
Now the city of Jericho was closed up. No one left and no one entered. The people in Jericho knew the Israelites were near, so they hid behind the walls of the city. God gave Joshua instructions. March around the city 1 time each day for 6 days. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times, and the priests should blow their trumpets. Then all the people should shout, and the walls of Jericho will fall down. The Israelites can then go into the city and conquer it.
Joshua commanded the people to carry the Ark of the Covenant and march around the city. The priests blew their trumpets. They marched around the city 1 time. The 2nd day, they marched around the city again and then returned to their camp. They did this every day for 6 days.
On the 7th day, the Israelites got up early and marched around the city 7 times. When the priests blew their trumpets, Joshua said, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city." So the people shouted, and the wall fell down flat, so the Israelites could go into the city and capture it. They destroyed everything in the city, keeping none of it for themselves. But Joshua and Caleb spared Rahab and her family because of her faith in God. Joshua declared, "Anyone who tries to rebuild this city will be cursed." God was with Joshua, and everyone in the land knew of Joshua and what he had done.
God gave the city of Jericho to the Israelites. He fought the battle for them and told them not to take anything from the city. God promised to provide for his people's needs. Jesus spoke of God's provision in Matthew 6:33. "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be provided for you." Jesus meets our greatest need, to be saved from our sin. We can trust him for our salvation.
Shout, for the Lord has given you the city. That's what Joshua said after the Israelites marched around the city 7 times. God fought for his people and handed Jericho over to the Israelites. Isn't it cool how God helps his people?